What's up, everybody? Dan the Man in the house. I want to welcome you back to Dan the Man's Weekly. Today is Saturday, April 11th, 2015, and this is a very special edition of Dan the Man's Weekly. The footage is about to show you is the poetry slam I did last night at the Rock House Cafe and Gallery. It was take place on Friday, April 11th, 2015. That will be last night. So here's the footage on the poetry slam. And the last part I did, I was not able to finish, so I'll explain about that afterwards. So, all right, enjoy. Here it is. Basically, it's taken from one of my birthday poems I did, and 3 of them are for UTEP soccer. So.
Use the mic, Dan. Use the mic.
Yeah, use the mic. Yeah, use the mic.
Oh, can't I hear very clearly?
We'll pick you up easier.
Here's one I wrote for one of sister to one of my friends, my dearest friend Sky, and her sister is Jasmine, number 21. So here is Jasmine, aka Jazz, number 21. Jazz number 21 reminds me of an age you'll be turning in 2 years. Reminds me of the number of firings in a 21 gun salute. Reminds me of the album 21 by Adele. Reminds me of a forward bell like you has somehow followed the footsteps of your sister Sky, respectfully. Okay, thank you. Here's another poem I did for my friend Azia, who is a UTEP graduate, former UTEP soccer number 8. So here it is. Azia number 8. Azia number 8 reminds me of an interstate between San Diego passing through Yuma, ends in the junction of on Interstate 10 between Phoenix and Tucson. It's a perfect number for the defender and midfielder to the 8th power. Thank you. And last one, my friend Jessie number 10, UTEP graduate, and her birthday was yesterday, so this one's for my friend Jessie, and it's called Jessie number 10. Jessie number 10, signifying your number 10, reminds me of placing you on the top 10 of UTEP soccer. Reminds me of Interstate 10, our own traveling route representing our hometowns, El Paso and San Antonio, also known as EP/XA, Texas. Reminds me of traveling from our hometown on our Interstate 10, heading west to California, or journey east to Florida. Reminds me of listening to Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. Woo! Reminds me of something I'm meaning to ask about number 10. Where have you been? Thank you. I've been traveling mostly Florida and California on the way, and especially one out of the country. I wear the shirt Hard Rock Cafe and my hat on my table. That's hang on. It's called the Hard Rock Cafes I've heard, seen, and been. So here it is. The popular place located all over the world is called Hard Rock Cafe or hotel/casino. Here are the locations of Hard Rock Cafe I've been. LA on Hollywood Boulevard, LA on Universal Studios, LA on Beverly Center, which is closed. It's a long time ago. San Francisco, San Diego, La Jolla, which is closed. Las Vegas, Phoenix, Denver, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, which is closed. Houston, New Orleans, Biloxi, Atlanta, Destin, which is now closed. And Tampa, the shirt I'm wearing. At Fort Lauderdale, which is closed and moved into Hollywood, Florida. Miami, Nassau, Bahamas, and the largest Hard Rock Cafe in the world, Orlando. Here are the locations of Hard Rock Cafe that I received a t-shirt from. Chicago, Philadelphia, Niagara Falls, Canada, London, Paris, Barcelona, and Rio de Janeiro. That's in Brazil. These are the Hard Rock Cafes I've seen, been, and heard, where I observe, eat, buy/wear t-shirts and wear t-shirts and collectibles, and of course rock and roll. And in conclusion, I I still wish we had a Hard Rock Cafe right here in El Paso because we are popular. Thank you.
Woo!
This next poem is for my dear friend SoCal Val. Y'all heard of her. She's former TNA Impact Wrestling. That she was also a TNA knockout. Well, now she's freelance. Now she's in Shine Wrestling. So this is for SoCal Val. And it's called SoCal Val, Southern California Valerie. SoCal Val, shorter for Southern California Valerie, nicknamed the governess of California, still Valerie. From women's entertainment wrestling to TNA Impact Wrestling, now Shine Wrestling. Still turning the pages of SoCal Val, Southern California Valerie of Central Florida. I gotta say that you were a hell of a knockout. That's a good thing you were never counted out. Oh, but not only you were a knockout, but a fighting beauty all about. That's why you sometimes do wrestling with your brave heart, while someone whistling a tune that doesn't fall apart. So just like looking at the stars in the sky, you're, and I quote, a sky full of stars, according to Coldplay, wishing the shooting stars had the time to stay. The instrumental Magnified are your official theme song that was made for you. I wish Dusty Lowe or Joe Barone Band sang a song for you, and I still wish the Dirty River Boys write a song about you. I still wish your theme song was Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys, because that song reminds me of California summer breeze in the LA beaches, or cruising the Atlantic Ocean overseas from the Miami South Beach. Not only you serve as a ring girl, a knockout, a valet, but you serve as a model, an actress, a blogger, a fashion advocacy, a spokesperson, a broadcaster, and as of now, you serve as freelance. I hope to see you in the spotlight of Hollywood. I may have a dream that you winning an Academy Award, whichever comes first. SoCal Val still stands for Southern California Valerie. Hailing from Central Florida, still you are Valerie. Thank you. And this is the poem that I've been waiting for. It's the meaning of UTEP soccer players from UTEP soccer. Reminds me of interstate and highways. I've been traveling a lot. So here it is. Player numbers of UTEP soccer reminds me of interstate/highways. When I see Papa or Chandra or Bree Williamson, player number 1 reminds me of Pacific Coast Highway in the coastal line of California. When I see Cast Iron Casey or Kenna or Bree Thomas, player number 2 reminds me of the California state route roaming through LA. When I see Angie or Susie Q or Hannah Asarek, player number 3, reminds me of the Highway Spur 3 located in Corpus Christi. When I see Decker or Hanson or BT or Taryn, player number 4, reminds me of the Interstate 4 in Florida from Tampa through Orlando through Daytona Beach. When I see Randy or Tess, player number 5, reminds me of Interstate 5 from the border of Mexico through San Diego, LA, Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, leading up to the Canadian border towards Vancouver. When I see Katata or one of my best friends, Anu, player number 6, reminds me of Highway Texas Route 6 from Houston through College Station and Waco towards the far, far west of Wichita Falls. When I see Kara or Madison or Pot, player number 7 reminds me of Florida State Road 7 from Miami. When I see Asia, player number 8 reminds me of Interstate 8 from San Diego through Yuma between Phoenix and Tucson. When I see Kiki, also real name Kelly, or Casey or BK, player number 9 reminds me of Texas State Route 9 in Copperas Cove, Texas. When I see Jessie Pettit or Alexa, Number 10 reminds me of interstate you're very familiar with, Interstate 10, our home interstate from LA, Phoenix, Tucson, San Antonio, Houston, go along Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Mobile, Pensacola, Tallahassee, ends in Jacksonville. When I see Boyakee or CW, Winbush, or Angela, player number 11, reminds me of New Mexico State Route 11, roaming from Deming to Columbus towards the Mexican border. When I see Kristen or Brittany Diane G or Sazo, player number 12, reminds me of the shortcut from Baton Rouge towards Sidell, Interstate 12. When I see Kia or Melissa, aka Mrs. Moss, player number 13, reminds me of Texas State Loop 13, that's Military Drive in San Antonio. When I see Mackenzie, player number 14, reminds me of Antelope Valley Freeway in California near Six Flags Magic Mountain. When I see Jamie Tolis, Brittany Baca, or Keaton, number 15, reminds me of Interstate 15 from San Diego through Las Vegas and Salt Lake City. When I see number 16, when I see Joe Radcliffe, player number 16, reminds me of Interstate 16 from Macon to Savannah. When I see Ashley Thomas or Katie Dorman, player number 17, reminds me of Interstate 17 from Phoenix to Flagstaff, which is also known as the Black Canyon Freeway in Arizona. When I see Kalia number 18, or Taylor Kidd number 8, player number 18, reminds me of California State Route 18, runs through San Bernardino Mountains towards the Big Bear Lake. When I see Kara or Melissa Abraham or Tyler O'Hare, player number 19, reminds me of Interstate 19 in Arizona from Tucson to Nogales. When I see Tori, player number 20, reminds me of Interstate 20 from running through Dallas, Fort Worth, Shreveport, Jackson, Birmingham, leading towards the ATL, Atlanta. When I see Selby or Jazz or Brie Marino, reminds me of the California State 21, which is Powers Boulevard in Colorado Springs, or the Texas State Route 21, which you can see the Lost Pines outside Bastrop, Texas. When I see Amber Mack or Gina Soto, player number 22, reminds me of Interstate 22 in Alabama, which is still under construction. When I see Jordan Freiberg or Alexis Alanese or Nicole Lindsay, remind me of US Route 23, roaming from Florida to Michigan. When I see Aaliyah Davis, player number 24, reminds me of Interstate 24 from Chattanooga to the Tennessee capital, Nashville. When I see Jay, player number 25, reminds me of Interstate 25 from Las Cruces to Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and then you go to Denver. And when I see Sarah Dealing, number 26, reminds me from East Tennessee through the capital of the state, South Carolina. When I see Hannah Nicholson, number 28, reminds me of the Route 28, close to Conatillo. When I see Sky, number 45, reminds me of Interstate 45 through Dallas and through Houston and Galveston. When I see Sarah Caldwell, player number 0, reminds me of, oh wait, there is no 0. There is no route in the number of 0. I forgot. Numbers reminds me of the interstate or highway. That way I travel or reading maps, even if there's a map on the soccer field. They play to create the routes on the field to one destination, and that destination is a goal. Thank you. Okay. Well, I understand you guys were able to hear me, but I know you were not able to see the background because I believe something is wrong with the camera, so that's alright. But anyway, I just want to let you know that the last part of the player numbers of UTEP soccer reminds me of the interstate/highways. Well, I managed to get to 0 and to the conclusion, but I was not able to get to the final 6 parts, so I want to apologize for that. I will have that full poetry on Facebook, so you'll be able to view it, and I'll let you know on that one. So I'll explain the full details on the next Dan the Man's Weekly. So hope you guys enjoy it. So y'all know what to do. Follow me on Twitter, message me on Facebook, be sure to subscribe me on YouTube. Don't forget, hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is Dan the Man, Tennessee, signing out.